Hello and welcome to Last Week in AI with me, Rahim. Every week, we bring you developments and stories from around the world. We tell you why they matter and also share our expert take based on 15 years of experience in AI working for top companies across the world so that you stay informed and prepared in this era of AI. Let's get you straight to the headlines. A new report from BBC should make all parents concerned because 50% plus teenagers cannot identify fake AI information anymore. The UAE commits to $3.5 billion investment to make it a first AI native government, and they want to do this by 2027. Yes. Hundreds of users lose their sleep and actually get a surprise sauna when their $2,700 smart bed loses functionality after an AWS outage. The European Union Commission is launching an Apply AI strategy and invests $1 billion to promote AI in critical industries like healthcare and manufacturing. Impress AI and not just people. This is becoming the new mantra in a world where generative AI as search engines are quickly replacing more traditional search engines like Google Search. Let's take a closer look at each of these stories. A study done by the Oxford University Press, reported by the BBC, showed that many students fail to identify fake AI information. More than 2,000 students in the age range of 13 to 18 were surveyed for the study. Now, AI is definitely helping students a lot with their schoolwork, with say more than 90% using it for schoolwork, right? And that's good because most of them find it super helpful. But the concerning thing is that more than half of them cannot identify fake information, and worried students are reaching out to their tutors or teachers for help, but more than a third are saying that even the tutors themselves are not able to help them. This is also concerning that 94% students say they do want AI literacy, but only 34% are getting any. Now, this reveals serious gaps in the way we are preparing the next generation for the world out there, which will be dominated by AI everywhere. Social media has already made a significant impact on kids in many problematic ways. In this new world, AI is everywhere, including educational tools, and students are exposed to AI content hundreds of times a day. If we cannot help them identify true from false, we are creating a world which is very unsafe for them. We have to get serious about teaching and preparing our kids for this new era. We have to teach them critical thinking, not just trust the output from an AI system, but be able to critically analyze and decide when it is trustworthy. We have to show them how to use AI in a responsible and ethical manner. Very importantly, we have to train our teachers and staff on this topic, help them create high quality, accessible material which they can use and share with their students as well. It is crucial that we fix this gap and make this online world, and not just online, essentially the world around us, much safer for the next generation, and it needs a concerted effort from parents, schools, and governments as well. On a side lighter note, maybe that uncle of yours who sends these false information on WhatsApp groups also needs this kind of an education. Abu Dhabi just announced $3.5 billion investment to become the first AI native government by 2027. That's right, by 2027, the UAE wants that most of the governance is heavily being driven or supported by AI. To make this happen, the president of the UAE has hit the reset button on its AI council, and they've appointed new leadership led by Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed to oversee these developments. Now, why does this matter? Because this new council now holds the keys. They will drive AI policy, control the funds, launch the new programs that are necessary. $3.5 billion investment says very clearly that they are not just messing around, they are serious about improving the position of the UAE in the global AI race, and this also opens up a massive new market. Now, when you see a top-down commitment from governments like this, like serious action as well, you know they are serious about this, right? And things move fast. They don't want to just talk, they want rapid implementation. And for such implementation, they will be on the lookout for, say, partners who can help them in this implementation. If you run a business in tech or in AI, you need to watch this space closely because it does open up a lot of opportunities. Think of how you can help a government looking to become fully AI native and have a very high level of AI integration. The new council will be on the lookout for partners who can help them implement AI in a secure, scalable manner. And this is a great opportunity, of course, so don't sleep on it. Let's talk about your bed. Specifically about what happens when your $2,700 smart bed goes crazy or tries to cook you alive. Now, this is what happened to hundreds of owners of smart beds from the company 8 Sleep. Outage from on AWS, Amazon Web Services, hit, and because the smart bed needed the cloud to function, things went completely crazy. Some people were left sweating in a mattress at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Others could not straighten their bed and had to perhaps sleep in a somewhat upright position, and they were stuck. They couldn't even use the app. They couldn't even, say, use the buttons on the bed itself. Why? Because basic functions like turning off the heat or straightening the bed, they were tied to the internet. The company 8 Sleep is now scrambling to enable some sort of an outage mode perhaps, so the app can talk directly to the bed, so that you should be able to just, say, directly control the bed and not via the internet. Now, this is a brilliant but terrifying example of a serious flaw in the way we are designing solutions. We are designing systems, fundamental systems, to be constantly connected to the internet. We are prioritizing fancy tech over simple user experience, like just have a simple button to shut the thing down. If you are a developer who's working on such things, you must prioritize local control or fundamental controls with the user for basic things. A light should switch on when you click a button or when you want it to, right? Your bed should not hold you hostage because it's not connected to the internet well enough. This outage and this incident is a reminder that our design should again revisit fail-safe modes and options. These are not some extra feature, these are core fundamental requirements. If your smart product becomes a dumb brick when the internet goes off, or worse, becomes a sauna the moment the internet is off, then you don't really have a nice smart product, but you have a rather dangerous liability which you've built. The European Union announced that it is tired of being the third wheel in the AI race. The EU Commission launched the Apply AI initiative and committed $1 billion to it. The goal is straightforward. They want to accelerate AI in their own critical sectors like healthcare and manufacturing. But why? Why is this important? Well, one of the major reasons is that they want to reduce their dependence on US and Chinese tech. They really want to build their own ecosystem and rely less on the other players. The €1 billion fund will support their own AI startups and businesses, and they're even simplifying legislation and regulations to make them easier to grow faster. It is a major strategic investment in their own AI/tech independence. This is somewhat like the EU saying, is our AI, our rules. They want to do things their own way. If you do business in Europe, you cannot ignore this. The EU is focused on ethical and responsible AI, and they are creating their own standards. Now, what can you do? You can focus and target these companies perhaps, which are funded with these programs, and partner up with them in developing solutions. But you can't just reuse existing solutions. You have to design them with the core values in mind, which is sustainability, transparency, and so on. These should be built for their local needs. This is your chance to become an active player and take benefit. Focus on building trust, and you can become a key player in this massive new market. Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, is now becoming the new frontier in digital marketing. So we have chatbot systems like Gemini or ChatGPT or Perplexity taking over the role of search engines from more traditional systems like, say, Google, perhaps. Recent developments have shown that online retailers are going all in on this development, and we see that Gen Z is leading the way, showing us how the future will adopt these technologies and the kind of patterns we can expect from shoppers. If you're running a brand or a business, you need to understand this, that generative AI or chatbots are becoming a key way in which your customers will first interact with your product. Now, what does this mean for your strategy? No, you should not abandon SEO, because that is still a very important foundation of organic visibility. You now need a dual strategy. Your content just doesn't need to be discovered by AI, but in terms of content and quality, it needs to be good enough to be featured in the AI summaries as a source perhaps, or be prioritized as a result in the search bot or chatbots. You need to make sure that the AI systems can go through your content, be clearly understanding of what you are, your brand authority, what you're building, and so on. To start, begin experimenting with some new content formats which perhaps the AI systems understand much better. So say listicles again, or more structured deep dives perhaps. In this new era of marketing, it's not just about impressing Google anymore. You got to impress the AI as well. That's it for this week's top AI stories. Which one stood out to you the most? Let us know in the comments, and I'll be eager to know from you your take on these topics. If you like this format, please subscribe to the channel and consider hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos from us. I'm Rahim, and I'll see you next week in Last Week in AI.